Sometimes just a different color is a game changer.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com, and we are going to take a look at a set of terrain today. So Mat.EU just put out their I don't know if classic is the word, but we're just gonna throw it out there. Classic Chem Zone set, but they switched it up. They reskinned it. They put it in a different color, and it really pops. So they wanted to know if I wanted to talk about it, and I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool. Like, this is, to me, it seems like when you're a company or you're a manufacturer and you can sell an accessory or an existing product in a different color, then that really gives you that street credit. That really puts you on the map to say, hey, we did it. Look what we can do. We can go back through what we've done already, change it up, tweak it, maybe put on an accessory for it, put out another set for it, put it out in a different color. And if consumers go for it, that's huge for any company out there. And to see one of the independents, because that's what Mat.EU is, they're an independent manufacturer, be able to do something like that is actually kind of a little probably too inside baseball for some of you, but for somebody in the retail field, or an influencer or a reviewer such as myself, it's actually pretty cool, like, to see a company, they grow up so fast. Anyways, so Mat.EU, we're going to jump over to the website, kind of show you where you can pick it up from, give you the price points on it. We're going to get back to the studio game table, kind of lay it out and show you exactly how much terrain you get, kind of compare it to the last set that they put out with that kind of yellow, like that dirty yellow kind of look to it. This is more of a Death Guard, kind of a greenish cream colored, I guess, sort of thing. And just kind of give our thoughts on it, really. So here it is, Mat.EU. I've showed you this a bunch of times over the past 5 years or so, and they actually have a store now here in where is that? I think it's in the Czech Republic in Prague. So pretty cool. If you're local to that area, check it out, because it looks like there's so much room for activities. All right, well, let's jump into the site itself. So lots of different things here. Their latest new from the ground up terrain set, the Fallout Zone set. We showed you this one already. I think it's a good one. You can also change your region, like if you want to do US, and this will get you that shipping as well. And the shipping's about one week. It's about $35, but you get it in a week. You get it actually pretty quick. You get it if you're on the East Coast of the US, you'll get it just as fast as you would get something from the West Coast of the US. It's kind of crazy. Might involve some wizardry. I'm not sure. I'm not a shipologist, but I definitely know that I like it. So you can go over to terrain. You can go to pre-painted resin terrain, and that's going to give you the pull down on all this stuff. There's the original Chem Zone set in that kind of brownish yellow, and then here's the Chem Zone set 2, which is the new remix. And here you can see, we're going to take a look. It's got that kind of cream Death Guard kind of green back and forth contrasty feel to it. And then I think this is just the same colors. They had a little browns mixed in, and we'll get in our hot little hands here and take a look at it here in a second. But this is just the breakdown of everything in it. So you get like 54 pieces, I think it was. It's the same as last time. Some gas crates, some piping, ammo boxes, barrels, all sorts of different things right here. And this picture is deceptively small. This is a lot once you space it out. 2 sets of this would easily deck out a board, probably in too much terrain. But when you can start mix and matching the terrain together, kind of like what I'm going to show you and probably set up in the back here in a second. If you TikTok it with something like the Fallout terrain set, or maybe like the industrial set, which would be really cool, which you can't see because of my big stupid head. There it is right there. Or if you want to go with some of the more rural kind of sets right here, or the Gothic ruins, those would all work just fine. But even the set by itself is more than enough for your tabletop. So the new set, just like the old one, is $145 US. But remember, it comes pre-painted, ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to worry about painting, assembling, anything like that. It's shipped very well. I think I threw away the box already, so I'm not going to actually show you how well it's packed, but you can look at any of the other videos with the styrofoam. It's very, very well done, very well packed from the factory, and I haven't gotten, in 5 years, none of the pieces I have received have been broken, but sometimes I get the styrofoam everywhere, but that's just a whole nother story altogether. So $145 plus about $35 shipping. You get it in about a week if you do decide to scoop up one of these. Here's the terrain all set up on one of their Mat.EU mats, believe it or not. This is, I think this is Quarantine Zone. I never got the Chem Zone mat. There is a Chem Zone mat. It looks pretty dope, but I don't think I ever got one to review, but that's okay. Regardless, you can see that the terrain, well, it's about 4 feet of the 6 feet right here, and I just kind of crammed it in just to give an idea. You can definitely space it out, like I said, and combine it with another set, but, you know, if you're playing a smaller type of game, then this is probably all you need. Now, I did add a little bit of the industrial zone terrain right here, but I mean, everything else is pretty well spaced out, you know, with enough room in between to maneuver. You can kind of see the Redemptor Dreadnought there. Even a Shadow Sword would kind of sort of be obscured maybe from LOS from some of those angles, but I mean, definitely the larger scale tanks and everything back there, and then the pipelines, well, they're big enough to basically allow the Primaris and normal Space Marines to kind of get over top of them right there. But it looks good, and for the most part, I think you know, the styling's different. And I'm gonna go grab a one of the original orange yellow kind of design there, and we'll compare those here in a second. But I've compared the steel ones, and they actually look the same as the set that I have already. So as far as quality goes, well, it's pretty much the same. Although I did notice, and I'll show you here in a second, there's a difference. They do a chipping kind of method instead of a sponge method, which gives it a different effect. But also, you know, with the colors and everything, it looks a little bit different. But I could definitely see these colors working with the Quarantine Zone mat. It would probably work really well with the Fallout Zone mat, which, you know, I don't have that right there. I thought I had one underneath here. Nope, I guess not. But it would definitely, oh, there it is. It would definitely work well with the Quarantine and all of those things out there as well, and the Chem Zone mats. So let me go dig for some terrain, and we'll compare the coloring on these guys. So I had to turn down the exposure a little bit because this really bright paint job was kind of getting blown out with all the lights in here, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, but there's no shadows. There's a lot of light in this room. It's hard to see, but as you can imagine, well, it blew out the color here. So now you get a better idea of the true color there. And it's a very subtle green at the bottom, like I said, a very Death Guard-esque kind of color. And here you can see the chipping a little bit better. That it looks like they use some sort of chipping manufacturing method, whereas these brownish yellow ones, they use more of a sponge, and they pick out the metals there on these crates, which both styles I like. I think they're good. Now you might be able to see on the table there's a little bit of paint chips down there. I think because of the chipping process, it's not like super peeling, but sometimes when they do a chipping process, you don't get all of the areas that you didn't protect from the first run of it when you map coat it. So you know you're gonna have a little chipping when it comes to your parts. Now, this isn't anything I'm alarmed by. I think it's perfectly natural, so I'm not too worried about it because, I mean, if there was a chipping problem, pretty much big chunks of paint would fall off. So it's just part of the manufacturing process. So you may see a few paint chips kind of come off. Don't eat those, sillies. You don't want to do anything like that. Here you can see the tanks. The raised edges are all chipped up as well, and a little bit darker of a color inside here with some blues along with the greens for the toxic sludge or waste and things. And remember, you can stack these to provide cover, like if you want to double up or something like that and get one big canister, or you can, you know, have them separately. And the Chem Zone pipes, I think, are pretty neat too, because you can do a whole bunch of different things. They give you these little end pieces here, and then they've got like the destroyed sections too, and you can kind of create your own little adventure here with some of the recesses and some of the interface terminals, and then they just have like some extra little pieces right there. They all work pretty well for 28 scale 32 millimeter figures for the most part. So Overall, I think it's a great addition to their line, and I'm really proud of the years they've been in business and producing these things, and they've gotten to the point where they can put out just something in a different color, and it looks good, it's striking, it goes with the existing line, and that's really a testament to a company's overall health in the industry and their ability to actually put out a product again that people are willing to buy, which I think is pretty cool. So kudos to Mat.EU. We've been talking about them for 5-6 years now here on this channel, and here's to another 5 or 6 years more, I suppose. So that's it for this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.